Little League baseball and softball was in full swing this week. 12-year-old All-Stars hoping to make history and chase the dream of being in Williamsport. Plus, the Columbus Lions walk it off in the jungle. See how their kicker, who joined the team just this week, was able to give Columbus a win over the first-place Pirates. It's all on The Last Call, and it starts right now. Welcome back to The Last Call. I'm your host, Justin Holbrook. 4th of July is on a Wednesday this year, so I think that means you get to celebrate this weekend and next weekend. All right, there was plenty to cheer for this weekend in the District 8 baseball and softball tournaments. Let's go ahead and run it back. Saturday was supposed to be the day for one 12-year-old team to win the District 8 Little League Baseball Championship for All-Stars. But rain this week moved the title game to Monday, and 4 teams were still alive entering Saturday. 2 of those, American and Harris County, playing each other in the winner's bracket. Top of the first, the bases are loaded. It's a wild pitch. Gabby King, who got on with the double, he's going to score a bases-loaded walk and another wild pitch, score 2 more, so 3-0. American starting pitcher Jesse Rowland doing himself a favor. Ball gets through. Connor Michelle and Andrew Alford score 5-0. All 5 of those runs came with 2 outs in the inning. Harris County has runners on the corners with 1 out. The catcher tries to throw out the runner, but the ball sails and Logan Rains comes home to score. It is 5-1. And then Holden Hayjack still up. He rips it down the third base line. Noah Manziel scores from second, and it's 5-2. But that's about as close as they were going to get today for Harris County. Braden Butler up for American in the second inning. A little blooper finds a place over there in left field. Jack Brown comes in to score. They're now up 8-2. They'd end up scoring a dozen runs in this game, and that was plenty for Rowland and the rest of the pitching staff. He gets a strikeout here, and American wins big 12-4, so they're still alive. Lee County and Northern each won their elimination game Friday night, but the pressure was still on Saturday. Got to win again to survive. Ty Jones was throwing well to start the game. He gets a strikeout to end the top of the second, and he got plenty of help on offense too. DJ Brown is at the dish, and he's serving up something real good. Goes right back up the middle. Northern, which is already up 2-0, now has runners on first and second. The runners both advance a base, and the next batter is the shortstop, Jackson Boatner. He's going to take this one to right field. Carson Ward and Brown both come home to score. Northern goes up 4-0. Just a few minutes later, there was some rain and thunder. It caused a delay, but more of the same when they retook the field. Northern wins big. They also win 12-4. Okay, that means today, Harris County facing elimination for the first time, while Northern trying to keep their season alive for the 3rd straight day. County has the bases loaded in the top of the first. Ethan Moss gets a ground out to end the inning, so it's still 0-0. It would not stay that way for long. Northern goes up 2-0 after a sacrifice ground out and a wild pitch. Make it 4-0. Jackson Boatner, you heard that name before. You're hear it again. He goes yard to right field. That was just the first of many home runs from them. The winner of this one plays American tomorrow. American has yet to lose a game, so they only need to win 1 to win the title, while the winner of this game needs to beat them twice to win the championship. All right, back to the action. Harris County looking for some good news, and here it comes from the center fielder, Logan Rains, a diving catch. That's about as good as it would get for them, but that was SportsCenter worthy for sure. Bases loaded for American for Akale Guda, who already has 1 home run. Let's make it 2. Bounces off the top of the fence and falls on the other side. It's a grand slam. Northern up 14-1, and that would be the final score. They survive for a 3rd straight day and will play American tomorrow at 6 p.m. More Little League action happening at the same time today. 10-year-old All-Stars. It's Pioneer versus Northern. If Pioneer wins, they clinch the title. It's a great start for them too. Nate Osborne up with runners on second and third. He drives it to left field. Connor Dormini and Grant Johnson both come home to score. It's 2-0 Pioneers, and it's still the top of the first. Pioneers still up. Wild pitch is going to bring home Osborne. So just like that, it's a 3-0 start for Pioneer. But don't count out Northern. Liam Hokut smashes it past the third baseman. Jaden Jackson races home to score. Northern only down 1 now. Same inning. Dylan Johnson is going to get it past the shortstop. Jackson Kennedy scores, and we are locked at 4 apiece. The very next batter is Jay Jackson. He's got a nice cut. It's caught by the center fielder, but Hokut is going to tag up from third base and scores to put Northern up 5-4, their first lead of the game. Northern now up 9-4. How about some defense? The catcher, Aiden Valenti, lays out and makes a great catch. Now that's also SportsCenter worthy. How about that? That ends the top of the 5th inning. Northern back on offense. Jackson Kennedy down the third base line. Jaden Jackson scores. Northern would add 3 more runs to complete the run rule, 14-4. And these teams will play again tomorrow in the championship game. And congrats to the 11-year-old All-Stars from Northern. Northern doing pretty well. They closed out the win Friday night over Peach County 7-1. The Northern All-Stars win the District 8 title. Congrats to Peach for a great effort. Northern gets to celebrate with that championship banner, and they will now head to the state tournament. We also had the District 8 softball championship on Saturday. Northern taking on Harris County. The ball bounces off the catcher's glove. Emmy Jones is going to score, and Northern goes up 4-2. And then it's a wild pitch. This one the catcher just couldn't handle. From Northern, it allows Brinley Bowden to score, and this one is now tied at 4 apiece. Harris County still up. Riley Huckabee hits to the shortstop. The throw is off, so she's safe, and so is Lainey Dansby at home. Harris County takes the lead 5-4. We're now tied 5-5 in the 4th. Dansby gets a strikeout, but the throw from the catcher, oh no, it goes over the pitcher's head. And just like that, they hand back the lead to Northern 6-5. Bottom 5, 1 out. Harris County, 1 runner on, but that was their luck. A pop-up and then a double play. And then Hannah H. up to bat. She's going to pad the lead, takes it up the middle, and Northern goes up 7-5. That was plenty for Emmy Jones, who's going to finish this one in style with a strikeout. And Northern beats Harris County in back-to-back days to win the District 8 championship. It's hugs all around for that team, and they're going to break out the banner as well. Congrats to both them and Harris County on a great tournament. 2 title games tomorrow, can't wait. For the 2nd week in a row, the Columbus Lions playing the first-place team in the Arena Football League. Lions playing the Massachusetts Pirates for the 3rd time this year. The first 2 didn't go so well. Lions lost both on the road and both on the last play of the game. Pick this up in the 2nd half. The Lions are trailing. Mason Espinoza can't handle the snap, and the Pirates fall on top of it, and they make Columbus pay. Sean Brackett to a leaping Levon Pearson. Lions are losing 49-33. Just 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Espinoza, no problem with this snap, and it's a good thing. He airs it out to Jarmon Fortson for the tutty. Lions only down 7 after the extra point and a 2-point kickoff. Pirates back on offense. Everyone loves a big man touchdown. This is not one of those times. Savon Pittman forces the fumble, and the Lions pounce on top of it. That's just what they needed. Espinoza going to take advantage of it. He goes to Fortson once again, and just like that, this one is tied 49-49. Another 2-point on the kickoff, and Columbus has the lead. Pirates score, and the Lions follow suit. For the 3rd time in the 2nd half, Espinoza hits Fortson right into your living room. And as I mentioned, some of those 2-point kickoffs, but how about seeing a 3rd? Tyler Rossa was just signed this week. He went to college at Boise State, and he might just be the difference in this game. Puts Columbus up 60-56. Incredible. Massachusetts, though, they're the first-place team for a reason. Sean Brackett drops back, goes long to Devon Brown. It's caught. It's a vicious takedown. He'd be all right and scores. The Pirates steal the lead back. Extra point, no good, so they're only up 2. Lions have a chance. 9 seconds left. Fortson gets the handoff. He reaches out for it, stretches, and he's ruled down at the 1 with 1 second left. The play is reviewed, and the call stands. So Rossa has been great so far. Does he have another one in him? Yes, the 2-point extraordinaire gets 3, and Columbus gets the walk-off 63-62 win. A much-needed one, too. 8 years ago, Shaw baseball legend Edwin Jackson joined a special group after throwing a no-hitter with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He made history on the mound again this week for his newest team. Jackson started for Oakland in Monday's game, marking his record 13th team in 15 big league seasons. The 34-year-old was dealing, too. 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, and only 1 earned run. The A's won 5-4. 13 teams ties the veteran righty with Octavio Dotel for most teams played for in Major League history. Wow. All right, a big day for former Auburn pitcher Casey Mize on Monday as well. The #1 pick in this year's Major League Baseball draft signed with the Detroit Tigers. And how about a reported $7.5 million signing bonus? It's a record bonus for a draft pick in the pool bonus era. The Tigers announced the agreement before Monday's game against Oakland. In 3 seasons at Auburn, Mize went 20-13 with a 2.96 ERA and 324 strikeouts. College World Series Game 3. Arkansas looking to rebound from Wednesday's tough loss. They were 1 out away from winning the World Series and could not get it done. Bottom of the 1st, no score. Oregon State, Adley Rutschman singles to drive in Caden Grenier, and the Beavers go up 1-0. And we go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 Oregon State now. It's Rutschman again. He singles to drive in Michael Gretler. He breaks a College World Series record with 17 hits to go along with 13 RBIs. He's killing it. 3-0 Oregon State. Top of the sixth, 4-0 Oregon State. Luke Bonfield grounds one to third. Michael Gretler charges hard and throws him out to end the inning. And they would not give up a run the entire game, mostly because of this guy. Top of the eighth, and it's pitcher Kevin Abel still dealing. He handles the hard grounder back to the mound. He has retired 17 straight batters, and he would make it even more going into the ninth inning. 5-0 Oregon State still winning, a chance to win the World Series. Abel strikes out Luke Bonfield to end the game and give Oregon State their third College World Series championship. Abel retired the final 20 batters he faced. You heard me right, final 20 batters. Final score, 5-0 Oregon State. Congrats to them. We are now in the month of July, which means All-Star break is just around the corner. Atlanta trying to keep their spot in first. We'll recap their week with the Reds and the Cardinals. Plus, one of the Braves' all-time greats, John Smoltz, taking part in the U.S. Senior Open. We'll show you how he did and what he had to say after the break. This week, the Braves ran into a red-hot Cincinnati team and lost 2 out of 3. It was their third straight series, losing 2 out of 3. So this weekend series with the Cardinals was a good test to see how Atlanta would respond. The first 2 games could not have gone better. Julio Teheran and Max Fried combined to give up 0 runs and only 6 hits in the 2 wins over the Cards. Charlie Culberson trying to help Atlanta get the sweep. He ropes it down the line and gets his 20th RBI of the season. Mike Fulton-Evans strikes out the side in the third. He pitches 5 scoreless innings with only 9 strikeouts while only allowing 1 hit. So for the second time in 1 month, the Brave starters give up 0 runs in 1 series. Freddie Freeman just keeps on making his case for the All-Star game. 2-run blast gives Atlanta a 3-run lead. They had 5 runs in the 6th, and they would need all of those because the Cardinals come back from being down 6-0 to 6-5, but a fly ball ends it and the Braves win. They now have a 3.5 game lead in the NL East. And speaking of the Braves, former Atlanta pitcher John Smoltz is regarded by many as one of the best postseason pitchers in baseball history. This week he faced a whole new kind of pressure though. Always an avid golfer, Smoltz qualified for the 2018 U.S. Senior Open. Smoltz pitched in 5 World Series, posted 213 overall wins as a starter, and recorded 154 saves as a reliever. He started playing golf when he was a 20-year-old pitcher in the minor leagues, just as a way to kill time. He missed the cut, though, finishing 22 over par, which started by going 15 over in the very first round.
I'm just being honest. I knew this course. I don't have enough game for this course yet. I haven't played enough. So it just tells you, from an amateur standpoint, people sitting at home, I don't know if you could tell how hard the course played, but how great these players are. I mean, this is their livelihood. And I will have to do a lot of work on my game to get to the level I want to get to, that's for sure.
David Toms wound up winning the Open, shooting 3 under overall, and even on the final day, 3 other players tied for second at 2 under. Sticking with Atlanta, Atlanta United at home hosting a reeling Orlando City, and this one was not pretty. In the 3rd minute, Julian Gressel with a skipping pass that finds Joseph Martinez. He finishes it off, his 15th goal of the year, and just like that, it's 1-0 Atlanta. We go to the second half now, 54th minute, and United on the break. Martinez finds Miguel Almiron. 1 touch later, he bangs it through, and 2-0 Atlanta goes up. They'd score a couple more, too. In the 78th minute, 3-0. Almiron is all by himself, and he does it by himself through the keeper's legs, and Atlanta reigns as the Kings of the South 4-0 over Orlando. Also had a record-breaking crowd there at Mercedes-Benz. The Atlanta Hawks introducing their new group of the draft picks, Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, and Omari Spellman. Those 3 expected to be a part of a larger rebuilding process for Atlanta. The Hawks missed the playoffs for the first time since 2007. Head coach Mike Budenholzer was fired, but number 5 pick Trae Young says they don't want to wait to start winning.
With the year that I had going out to Oklahoma, I mean, the year I got there, before I got there, we were 11-20, and then being able to turn it around and make an NCAA tournament, I want to get this going right away. I know it's not going to be easy. I know we're going to have to work extremely hard, and we can't, like I said, we can't look ahead. We can't skip steps. But with the guys that I've met around here in this organization, I know that this organization is all about winning and hard work.
We'll see you next season, but the Hawks already picked to finish as one of the worst teams in the league. It hurts me to say this as a Cavaliers fan, but the Lake Show is back. LeBron James is heading to L.A., agreeing to a 4-year, $153 million deal. Not too bad. His agency, Clutch Sports, announced the decision in a press release about 3 hours ago. One of his teammates will be Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Pope played at Greenville High and went to college at UGA. His return to L.A. also happened tonight. LeBron is a Laker without another superstar, but that will no doubt change in the near future. We'll monitor that as things change in free agency. Georgia Swarm and Columbus High lacrosse teams join forces this week to host a free clinic at Kinnett Stadium. Coming up, you'll hear more about how this sport is growing in the South. How about this? For the second week in a row, we're all back for Picks of the Week.
Miracles
Brendan
can happen.
Still in first. I'm only a game back, and then Jack and Connor tussling for last.
Actually, I'm like 10 games ahead of Connor, so I'm closer to you than I am him.
Perfect. All right, so this week we're picking 6 games for Major League Baseball, the best 6 if they play 7. So, Brendan, who are you taking this week?
I'm going with the Dodgers. Played for a World Series last year, getting hot. They'll go finish their series with Colorado, then Pittsburgh, then they'll play the other Los Angeles team to wrap it up, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
I'm taking the team that beat them. I'm taking Houston. They got a game at Tampa Bay, so I like their chances there, and they're playing your Blue Jays at home, so sorry about that. Yeah. All right, Connor, who are you taking?
Yeah, I'm going Phillies. They got a pretty easy stretch before the All-Star break. They got the Orioles and the Pirates, so I can see 6 wins right there to get me right up there with Jack.
Okay, number 1, I picked the Astros too. Number 2, I don't know what you're looking at because they're not playing those teams you just mentioned. They're playing the Rangers and the White Sox.
Yeah, they're playing the Blue Jays right now.
Oh,
And
that
we-
would be this week.
Boy,
Blue
man,
Jays won.
your calendar skills are just
2 days
terrible.
one, by the way. Keeping score.
And finally, we're doing our personal pick as well.
You just skipped the MLS pick.
It's not a soccer guy.
Good grief.
MLS team on the road. I'm going with Atlanta United on Independence Day, the 4th of July.
All right, perfect, Jack.
United over the Union. Atlanta United over the Union.
All right,
I'm
Connor.
going Seattle over Colorado.
Okay, and I am taking Columbus Crew to beat LA Galaxy in LA. And finally, now it's time for personal pick. Jack, let you go.
Because you are so terrible at your picks, seemingly, I'm saying that I'm going to get more picks of the first 2 right than you. Same thing that Connor did to me a couple weeks ago.
All right. Now it gets personal.
Yeah.
It gets personal.
Brendan, what you got?
You know, I'm sticking with soccer. I have Spain and France going to make it into the round of 8 in the World Cup.
Well, I was just going to pick one, so I guess I have to do 2 now. I've also taken Spain over Russia, but then I'm going to go ahead and take Portugal over Uruguay. Connor, last
Yeah, we
pick.
got Daytona coming up again, guys. And I'm going to go Kyle Busch, and that's not a favorite pick. He's only won once in his career at Daytona. That was 10 years ago in this race. So Kyle Busch.
And I will give you credit because you did get Martin Truex winning at Sonoma, so congratulations.
Our NASCAR insider.
I know the wine country.
Expert. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, that's it for Picks of the Week. The Georgia Swarm are one of 11 professional indoor lacrosse teams in the National Lacrosse League. They won the league championship just last year. Columbus High has the only lacrosse team in Muskogee County. A couple days ago, the team, 2 of those, got together as a free clinic at Kinnett Stadium. It's part of their efforts to grow the game and increase their presence outside of the Atlanta area. Swarm coaches and players put the campers through drills, offering instruction on how to get better. Brian Cole, who just finished his 2nd year with the team, says fans who have never played or watched lacrosse should give it a shot.
I'd say they're missing out on the speed. The speed of the ball and the speed of the players is really, really fast, comparable to hockey or basketball. 30-second shot clock, and you have to get the ball over the midfield line in 8 seconds. So the ball moves really fast, the players move pretty fast, and there's some really, really good talent on the floor at all times.
The team also has clinics in Alabama, North Carolina, and South Carolina. For more on the Swarm, you can find a link on WRBL.com. Troy University Athletics Director Jeremy McLean was in Phoenix City on Tuesday night, stopping by the Troy Riverfront campus. Last season, the Trojans football team won their 6th Sun Belt Conference championship and beat LSU in Death Valley. Despite their success, the school hadn't made any major renovations to the football facility since 2003, but that will change in a few weeks. A new $25 million end zone facility in Veterans Memorial Stadium will open before the start of the season and as part of McLean's plan to put the Trojans on the map. Coming up, the thing you have to see this week is not our usual lighthearted story. It's something you have to see. It's also something you have to know. the thing you have to see this week is the thing you have to hear. This was the Friday front page of the Capital Gazette the morning after a gunman opened fire inside its newsroom, killing 5 people. Their names: Wendy Winters, Rebecca Smith, Robert Heisen, Gerald Fishman, and John McNamara. Mr. McNamara, better known as Mac, reported on local sports for more than 2 decades. He's described by those who knew him as a versatile, hard-working, and witty man who took the time to be a mentor to the next generation of journalists. In a recent Facebook post about documentaries on Mr. Rogers and Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Mr. McNamara posted these beautiful words, which carry meaning well beyond 2 films. Quote, "In these troubled times, when the forces of darkness seem to have gained the upper hand, it's nice to be reminded that there is still justice and kindness in the world. You can thank me later." Mr. McNamara, I will thank you now for your dedication to local sports, your impact on the world of journalism, and more importantly, for your compassion and kind heart. You and your colleagues will never be forgotten. That's our show. Thanks for watching. Same time next week.